So to start with, we were like, just bring us all your problems. Bring us anything you want. Come and ask us for any AI you fancy. Because then it kind of gave us the opportunity to look at what opportunities we might find. But as we've gone through it again, we've realised that we can't do everything.
No.
And the firm doesn't want us to do everything. And so actually hooking that back into our strategy and our strategic aims and initiatives, we do a thing called an impact and effort matrix, which is really good in identifying the things that are most important, and the quick wins and delivering them to add a bit of credibility. But yes, now we're at the point where we have a whole pipeline of opportunities and we've had to think about governance.
And in that impact bit, impact versus effort, the effort I can almost imagine, but impact, is it, try not to close down too much here, but there's the obvious efficiency in the financial metrics, but I'm also thinking about, there are some tasks which people just hate to do, right? So employee satisfaction, for example, what does your impact think about in that aspect?
Yeah, so we try to have, again, quite a holistic view of what impact means. And again, I think there is a language that's more easily accessible. So that is your time savings, your profit margins, all of the kind of numerical metrics, that are easier to communicate sometimes. But for me, one of the big pieces is that workplace well-being. It's about actually, what does time back leverage you to do? And that's a question that we quite often put to people as well. Now that you have that time, how does that increase your ability to engage with more customers and to give a better face-to-face experience? And also, how is it making you feel within your work? And one of the ways that we actually start to find the AI sort of spots where we can improve is we say, what's the grunt work, we call it. Where's the bits where you go in and you think, oh, I've got to do however many of these and however much time, and by even when you use that language, people can quite quickly think of what those things are, which really shows you that if we can remove some of those, you're also removing that feeling. So for me, it's about that kind of personal experience.
At the Partners AGM, we had a workshop. We're really lucky to have a workshop with a load of the partners, and we just did a little bit of education. But at the end of the kind of the slide deck, I just put up a slide that showed a frazzled, stick man with kind of steam coming out the ears, and just representing all those tasks that they had that day, and said, what if? And just said to the partners, if AI could take some of that away, what are the bits that the client values the most, that the client is happiest to pay for, that you feel is the highest value of your day, and what could we take away with AI from the rest of it? And that was actually hugely effective, and a couple of our use cases came directly from that. And that was, I found that was excellent. But again, there's a real journey to take them on, and I just want it to take away compliance, and you're like, right, okay, that's a big starting point.
It's kind of broad based.
There's a lot of work to do to turn that into, well, which bit actually are we talking about, and then can AI actually do that, or is there a template or a system or a workflow, or did you know we had that already, is often the answer to some of these things.
And one of the other additional things I think that the service design piece really brings to the wider firm and the picture generally is that moving away from, or in addition to, I should say, the kind of more structural, here's a solution to this, it's about nurturing a new way of thinking, a new way of being. And when we talk about innovation, I think, making something more efficient is not innovation.